Good morning, guys. A very good morning. I hope you are having a lovely weekend. Today, we have yet another important topic, and definitely it is related to our health. Last time we talked about skincare, and it was pretty interesting. Most of you have reached out to us for a lot of information, for a lot of help, how you can take care of your skin. And today, this time we realized we will talk about more important topic. Most of you are active in life, and even if you're not playing sports, still you will be using this topic in your life is on joint health. And with me, I have my panel, and whatever we'll be talking about, friends, it is not coming only because we claim as a doctors. We are not doctors at all. We are just a normal human being who believes to take care of our own health so that we can help each other as well to have information and awareness about each other. And the best part is that we take reference from this book. If you can see my screen, yeah, this book is a pretty wonderful book written by a world-renowned doctor on preventive aspect of your health so that you can be prepared of whatever aspect comes into your life. So quickly, we'll go for a panel introduction. So, hi everyone. Hi Supra. Hi Sahana. Hi Saranjit. Thank you for joining us. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi Kiran, good morning everyone. So I am Supra working as an IT professional and very passionate about health, fitness and prevention health, and that's why I'm here and we all are having a discussion on this panel today. Thank you so much, Kiran.
Hi everyone, good morning. It's a very happy weekend. This is Sahana, and I'm also working in an MNC for quite some time now, and also passionately practicing nutrition and have been very keen on preventive health. And thank you, Kiran, for inviting us here.
Hi Kiran, hi, good morning all. This is Charanjit Singh, and I'm IT profession, and I'm also really passionate about nutrition and fitness. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, for amazing introduction. So myself, I'm Kiran. So apart from people who are not aware of Ki, I am also a coach and a mentor to a lot of people. But yeah, I was a cricket player once, and I still play cricket. And cricket was my passion, my first girlfriend, and that is where the interest on health and fitness came into my life. And I believe everyone should have a very good health, and that is the reason we all are talking here. So, Supra, why don't you talk about the introduction of joint health, because which is will people will get some direction to have awareness about what joint health is all about.
Yeah, the moment we say joint or health, today you would listen a lot of people talking about joint pains. I see basically people around me in my family, including me. I'm a person who is suffering from some of the minimum pains now, and then I entered into knowing the in-depth concept of what this joint and joint pain is. And then when I discovered, we all know joint hota kya hai, any two articulation between any two of our bone is just a joint. अब जब उस एरिया में swelling, different kind of discomfort or the tissue starts irritating you within that, then you start getting a joint pain. ये हो जाता है the basic things, and there are different types of joint which are again in depth concept of it. But ये joint pain क्यों होता है? When the moment you start getting joint pain, you start visiting doctors. But reasons could be many for the joint pain. Like consider me as an example. Why did I get wrong posture, sitting for very long durations, working at office hours? Sometimes I just sit in the bed and I work in the laptop where my head is kneeling down. So very long time when you pressurize, this is one. Wrong posture is one of the reason. Aging could be one of the other reason. Sometimes, as Kiran mentioned, he plays cricket. He would have come across multiple injuries. That could be one of the reason of the joint pains. So these are different sectors. But the common which we have been always hearing are arthritis, spondylitis, and different kinds of arthritis. And today our major topic will be around this, so that we can help people around us who are suffering with all those, and we can know the different kinds of remedies and how this is happening. So we should know the basic knowledge about all these areas, and then let's get started. Thank you, Kiran.
Thank you so much, Supra. So I'll talk about rheumatoid arthritis, and it's pretty interesting content which I have got, and I've experienced a lot of experience in my life because one of my relative, I think he's my bade papa, we call. He suffered from rheumatoid arthritis, and I know the kind of pain he has gone through. It's very painful. And let me give you a very root cause. Why exactly that happens. If you all remember, I and Bharat, and we actually did a lot of videos on oxidative stress. We talked about something called free radical production, and this is something which all nutrition, all even sports person know. Okay, there's something called oxidative stress. Your oxygen itself becomes your enemy, and through that, free radicals are formed in your body. And when you have a lot of free radicals in particular area, that is when your body starts reacting to it. And if your body cannot protect you from that, then body becomes a villain of it. So the excessive production of free radicals, excessive production of oxidative stress sometimes confuses your body, confuses your immune system, and that is when RA is formed. RA is one of the autoimmune diseases, and it exactly begins. The immune system begins attacking the cartilage and the synovial lining of the joint, and this is when the inflammatory process starts beginning in your particular joint, wherever wherever this happens, and the prolonged period of time this increases and the deformation happens. Let me just share my screen to all of you so that you'll get some aspect of it. You'll get some picture out of it, how it exactly look. So if you can see my screen, yeah. So if you can see my screen, this is what happens, when just a second, I think. So this is what happens when someone is facing with RA, and your bones and the joints get deformed with a prolonged period of time. But the good part of RA, the good part is that it takes multiple years to develop. So you will hardly find a young woman or a young guy or anyone will have RA in the early stages of his life. But if you don't take care of your health properly, there is a high possibility that you might have RA right now. So let me talk about few of the symptoms which might be possible with you and you might be neglecting it. There are few symptoms like generally major swelling happens, and you might have the initial stages which start with fever, and when this rheumatoid fever starts you might get confused it is a normal fever rather than RA fever. So that is when the doctor's help is required. Don't take it lightly, guys. And sometimes you might have early morning stiffness, and generally RA focuses on pain in smaller joints, example like fingers, wrist, and you'll get a lot of heaviness in joints, you'll get a lot of stiffness when you get up, and sometimes your gastritis, indigestion happens, and blood pressure levels is started increasing, decreasing, and definitely your calcium level will also have reduced calcium levels. And finally, the main essence of RA is your blood infection. So people are not aware of it, but actually the RA root cause is your blood infection because of all oxidative stress happens. And this blood infection actually travels across your body. Sometimes it is in your hand, sometimes into your leg, everywhere it travels. So if you get suggestion that you need to change your, you need to do some surgery and all, please be safe, please be aware of it. There is a possibility that that might not be the permanent cure. But anyway, we'll talk about more of a cure aspect of it in the coming few minutes. But this is what I wanted to share. I hope it gave you some little bit of insights about RA. So let me take you with Sahana now. She'll be talking about osteoarthritis. So Sahana, you can go ahead now.
Thank you, Kiran. Actually, Kiran has touched on a very important point, so please don't neglect any of these symptoms. The other very common thing that we would hear is osteoarthritis, and usually we would think that okay, post a certain age, we would come across this. Issue, but of late, due to degeneration, this happens. But of late, at the age of 32 or 35 or 30, 38, people start to develop this issue. The reason being, like Supra shared, it could be wrong sitting postures, or vigorous wrong workouts, especially working out with wrong postures, which is very very pretty dangerous. And this is one of the things that have been has been common during the course. And I'd like to touch upon how a healthy joint and osteoarthritis joint would look like. Basically, if we see a healthy joint, you wouldn't see any issues. And if you see the osteoarthritis issue, so if you see on the left hand side is the healthy joint, where you can see the cartilage is all intact and it's all perfect. But on the other two, if you see, the cartilage has broken, and if you also observe that the bone is touching to each other rather than the cartilage being your movement of motion. And here what happens is the your movements are restricted. You might end up with swelling, you might end up with inflammation, you might also end up with something that is immovable. So those are one of the very major symptoms that you would see in osteoarthritis. Also, if you go out in the market in the very beginning stage, so there are multiple stages of osteoarthritis as well, where it's mild or slightly medieval or higher than that. But based on your level of osteoarthritis, the doctors might prescribe you some injections, some painkillers, so that you might just leave the motion or leave the topic of the symptom of having a pain in the joint. And the other ones, if you go to the Ayurvedic treatment, it would be a good massage or steam treatments. But in the longer run, it doesn't help you much, because the issue keeps on increasing, and people end up having metal replacement in place of cartilage. This is something that I had a relative as well in the family, and it doesn't last long. I noticed that it would be not more than 7 to 8 months, or 7 to 8 years, sorry. Again, it's the issue comes back. So we need to be very careful with what we eat, how we balance our food, and also the exercise part. It's important, because you can't be like a robot, very stiff. We need to practice good exercises as well, but with the right posture and with the right training as well. So this is what I wanted to cover about osteoarthritis. I think Charanjit can cover more about the spondylitis as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Charanjit.
yeah, Sana, thanks for introducing. Yeah, as Sana mentioned about the orthotics, where that cartilage starts reducing, and we have the bone fermentations, and that leads to the pain. Okay, the same way, the same thing happened with your spine as well. Kiran, if you can share a picture of that. So yeah, so this is how your healthy spine structure looks like. This blue part that you can see, this is the same thing that Sahana mentioned about the knees. That is known as cartilage in knees. Here it is known as the disc. You might have known this term, right? Most oftenly that people say, okay, कि इसका disc slip हो गया, उसकी वजह से spine problem हो रहा है. So this is the reason. Uh, when this cartilage starts reducing, uh, then it becomes like a leather, and it starts moving backward. That touches your spinal cord and your nerve systems, and you might have seen people experience the pain in their legs, in their thighs, in their hands, in the shoulder, and also in their back side of the head, because this nerve spinal cord, which is surrounded by the nerves, that sends the signals from your brain to your other body parts. So when this disc starts going backward, it irritates that nerve systems, and you feel like tingling in your knees and your nerve systems, and you feel start having a pain. Even the cervical problem, like in your neck, this is the reason when your disc is not in place, because it has reduced its uh, I would say it has reduced its thickness, and that leads to that pain and all other things. And even what is the main reason? I would say the jerky movements. If daily you are traveling, and while you are traveling on your bike and on your whatever vehicle you are using, you will see if the you are most riding on the off road. Okay, so you feel that jerk movements, and if it longs for a longer time, then this causes to a serious spine injuries. So this is one of the reason that people have this spondylitis. And what is the precaution? This is the same like uh, as far as the allopathic treatment is concerned, doctor gives you the inflammation anti-inflammation tablets, or maybe drugs that slows down the process of the pain. So but those treatments are not long lasting, those are just a temporary solution, and those are not working on the underlying damage that has happened to your spine. So that is all about the spondylitis. And yeah, Kiran,
Wonderful.
over to you.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Charanjit. That was really, really detailed and concrete information. I know I'll hand
I
over to
would
Supra
like to
because Supra.
add, yeah, I would like to add a couple of points, Kiran. I was about to ask you for that. Yeah, thank you so much. Charanjit has really well covered on the spondylitis. The reason I wanted to touch on some of the points, because I have seen the initial level of pains which I started getting. So I thought to touch on that. Sometimes we consider a headache to be always to be a normal headache, but sometimes our spine, which is related in this back, which starts from the beginning of the end of the skull, you can say that. So when you start getting a pain from there, you get headache. So spondylitis is one of the reason you get headache. So you should not combine a normal headache with a spondylitis headache. This is one of the key pointers I was touching. So when you know that you started getting headache and the joint pains, it's recommended always to visit a physiotherapy, because if it is at the initial stages, they release your pain, because it is not only related to the joint, it is about the muscles as well. Sometimes when the muscles get clot in a very longer duration and very much stiffness, you cannot release those pains so easily with your hand or just like that. So you actually need an external therapist who could really help you with different varieties of treatments which are available in the market. So I would recommend you to go in the initial level, because I have one of my aunt who is suffering from this spondylitis, which generally starts from the spine and ends up with your entire shoulder and then leads to even your lat. So it's quite big. If you observe, the pain completely drains your energy from the hand. And how do you work? Because I personally feel the moment we start working, overworking also leads to all of this pain, because you keep on working and you don't give a stretching to your bone. It is recommended that every 2 hours we should give a little stretch to our body. May not be the very high level of stretching, but the minimum stretching which all of our joints should get. This is one of the things for spondylitis basically I wanted to add, Kiran. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, super. It was very detailed information. I think it was personal information, so it really added a lot of value. In fact, a few people were asking, Kiran, how do we even, how do you even find out how is our bone? The best way to find out your bone density is to do a bone mineral density test. It is available at all, diagnostic center. You'll find everywhere almost. And in fact, a lot of companies also do if you're working for some company. That is where the readings of the BMD test will actually give you your healthiness of your bone, the kind of calcium levels you have, kind of whatever the strength of the density of your bone is good or not, +1, more than positive, negative. And that is when you'll come to know where you are in terms of your lifestyle. Because if you can correct your lifestyle, do some changes, which Supra again will be talking about, where the permanent solution is all our lifestyle. Trust me guys, after I read this book and all, I realized we are the cause of all the diseases. Actually, nobody else. We are the cause. Definitely, we can't avoid the outside factors of it, but most of the time, we are the own cause of our own demise. And if you don't take care of few of the aspect of it, the permanent solution is actually with us. So, Supra, why don't you talk about the plan of action? Because now people are aware of basic idea. Our goal definitely was not to go complete detail, because that will that will take a lot of time to cover. But yeah, what is the plan of action for people now, whoever listened right now? What should they do now?
So yeah, well covered, Kiran. You touched on BMD, which is one of the very important thing I wanted to touch also, because the moment I sit and listen to all of this talk, it doesn't make sense that whether my joint is healthy or not, because it's obvious that sometimes you get a normal pain because of a sleeping posture or anything. So you really don't have to worry you have some major joint pain. So it's better to go and do a prevention health analysis every year. It is recommended. So when you do this, you keep a track of your healthy bones and the entire body parts I would talk about. So the moment you get to know about this BMD, there is a scaling which tells whether you fall under this normal range to slide higher or the lower, which talks about the talks which Kiran, Sahana, and Charanjit touched upon, the arthritis or the osteoarthritis, or it's a basic spondylitis because of your sitting posture or heavy working throughout the day without even giving a break to your body. So if you are under this all category, and if you have not visited anywhere and knowing, but you still already have a pain, let's go to that part. So I would say first thing is, as soon as you wake up in the morning, don't rush for any work, just give a slight stretch to all of your body. Because recently I visited to one of the therapists and she was talking, there are certain pilates movement which has to be done for all these people who are suffering with a lot of pains, I would say. So every single body parts, we have a lot of nerves, and when this nerves is disaligned, we start getting the pain. So to keep it in its own place, you really need to activate each and every of your muscle part. It's not just doing some small I mean to say, not doing a lot of work and just making your muscles stiff over there. So stretching would be the first thing, not once in a day, but basically at least 2 times in a day. Get back to a healthy workout routine is the second thing I would say, at least a 20 to 30 minutes of workout. And one common thing I have seen in most of the people whenever I have visited gym or any yoga classes, people just start directly or jump into the workout. I've seen most of the people run into the treadmill, but that's really a very wrong practice. Guys, spend some 5 minutes at least to activate all your joints, all your muscles, because that movement gives you flexibility. Because sometimes when you directly jump into a treadmill, there could be a cramp in your muscles, which no one is aware of. When you observe any athletes, when they go for playing any basketball, cricket, I think you guys do a lot of stretching, I believe, Kiran. When you go for why is it you have to activate your bone? जब आप कोई whatever you're going to bat or ball, your body should not get stuck over there. So these
Correct.
are the major things I would touch upon, because workout plays a very very major role. आप घर पे भी कर सकते हो थोड़े बहुत टाइम के लिए, but make sure if you're not able to give time for your workout, at least make a movement of all your body, all of your body parts. That would not lead to the osteoarthritis or other bone major bone pains, I would say. देर आर सम ऑफ द मेजर थिंग्स आई वुड टच. हमारे बोन्स कैल्शियम से बने होते हैं और हमारे मसल्स को मैग्नीशियम चाहिए होता है. द फर्स्ट टॉप थिंग इज deficiency in vitamins also lead to all of this pain. So if it is in the initial stage, guys, it could be deficiency of vitamin E, deficiency of other vitamins, which are again in-depth concept, I would say, but deficiency leads to all of this pain. You should remember this point in your mind. And the book which Kiran referred, I have gone through that book and I got to know the different understandings of this vitamins about it. So one of the major things, as our bone is made of calcium and the muscle which stiffness about magnesium, these are the two major supplementation, I would say, which is really required for our body. और वो externally ही मिल सकता है, because how much ever milk you drink or how much ever food source you put, you cannot reach the RDA for that daily recommended allowance for that day. You can read about it and research more आपकी body के लिए कितनी recommended है per day. And so this has to be taken through external sources. So calcium deficiency से ये pain होना हो सकता है. And there are small amounts, as we everyone know that protein is one of the major component. Each and every cell of our body has it. So there is a different kind of protein which comes for our joints. जैसे वो joint की flexibility और elasticity maintain करने के लिए एक different protein आती है. That is one more thing which is also required for our bone. When we talk about prevention health or root cause, we should go to the in-depth thing of it, because a good eating habit along with this RDA has to be kept in the mind when we are talking about bone health. So agar ye sab additional things are put into this, and a good amount of omega-3 also, a fatty acid is required. These are the major three things which would not work like in painkiller, I would say you, but this would work on your root cause of this. And today we are talking about prevention health and root cause. अगर आपको ये सब चीजें नहीं है and still you are in the beginning and the initial stage, I would recommend you to start with the basic thing, a basic check of your body, and start with this, because doing this all course is not going to hamper you, but it would give you a great movement of your body, and you would just be like those teen who used to play around here and there. That's all from my end, Kiran, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Supra, for sharing a complete detailed plan of action. Because just to add on what Supra was telling, it is all about awareness. जब तक आपको awareness नहीं है, तो आप action लोगे कैसे? And if you're aware, maybe you can help other people. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि if you're hearing, you may not have any of these symptoms, nothing. You're perfectly fit and fine, and that is why we all are grateful that we are very, very healthy. But how about helping other people? And if you see overall, in my understanding after this book reading is to really to take care of, to provide yourself with high amount of antioxidants. And while I was playing cricket as well, although I was not aware of it, if you supply yourself a high amount of antioxidant, your immune system of your body will be always stronger. And today you're already aware that the kind of lifestyle we all live, our immune system also needs an additional support. And that is when antioxidants are important, and Supra covered with calcium, magnesium. And one of the important aspect is also glucosamine sulfate, which I also wanted to add, because that is the key aspect of your synovial fluid, which works on as a cartilage across all the joint, which Sahana was showing in the picture. So if you supplement with all those right kind of root cure organic nutrition, then you can probably alleviate your pain if you already have, or you can early stages take preventive action so that you can be actually healthy and live a healthy life, a quality life, rather than having pain and living that with pain. If you live 20 years, I don't know how people live, so painful. But the idea is to really enjoy life and have fun in life. So this is what we wanted to discuss, and definitely the reason we are all came together is because we are passionate about it. We also have created a lot of communities to help out people. We have communities like Health Club, where we invite Bharat as a trainer. A lot of other trainers are there, Prakshal, Rashmi, there's so many other wonderful set of people are there. In fact, we also participate in that, and we bring out key. Sometimes people should be very active in physically so that they can take care of their health. They're absolutely free of cost. We also have book clubs where we also work on mental health, because it is also important for us. So overall, we work on overall growth in our life, and that is where we all can grow together. So reach out to us if you have any specific questions, and whatever information are given to you. Again, I'll put a disclaimer: it came through this book and few of the doctors and few of the experienced person we have came across and mentored with, and that is why we've been sharing. So in case you have any comments or any questions, any feedback, do reach out to us. It was wonderful talking to you guys, and keep enjoying your life, have a healthy life, and achieve all of your dreams. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much,
Thank you,
Kiran.
Kiran.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.